Hello, hello, my darlings. I hope you all are doing well and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are going to do something a little bit different. Today, we are going to dive into one of the most fascinating and historic pieces in the British Royal Collection, the Oriental Circlet Tiara. This stunning jewel has a story full of love, tragedy, superstition, and royal drama. It's been worn by queens and only queens thanks to a special will stipulation. And just recently, in December 2025, the Princess of Wales, Catherine, brought it out for a state banquet, its first public appearance in 20 years. If you're into royal jewels, history, or sparkly things, my darlings, hit that like button and let's get into it. First, let's set the scene in the mid 19th century. It's 1853 during the reign of Queen Victoria, who's happily married to her beloved Prince Albert. Albert wasn't just a consort, he was a creative genius who designed jewelry for his wife. He was inspired by the Great Exhibition of 1851 in London, a massive world's fair that showcased innovations and treasures from around the empire. Prince Albert was particularly blown away by Indian jewels presented to Victoria by the East India Company. Those pieces featured intricate Mughal arches and lotus flower motifs, symbols of symbols of purity and beauty in Indian culture. So Albert sketched a tiara incorporating those oriental elements, a circlet base with graceful arches topped by lotus flowers, all set in gold and encrusted with about 2,600 brilliant cut diamonds, many recycled from older pieces. At the center of each lotus, large opals, which were Albert's absolute favorite gemstone. He had the renowned jewelers Garrard bring his design to life. It cost around £860, which was a fortune at the time, and Victoria loved it. She even commissioned matching opal earrings, necklace, and a brooch to complete the suite. Victoria wore it proudly in portraits and official engagements like the opening of Parliament in 1854, but tragedy struck fast. In 1858, some diamonds from the tiara had to be returned due to a legal claim by the King of Hanover, Victoria's cousin, forcing alterations. Then, right after, it was modified with a small gap at the back for comfort. Prince Albert then fell ill and died unexpectedly in 1861 at just 42. Devastated, Victoria entered permanent mourning, wearing only black and simple jewelry for the next 40 years. She never wore the Oriental Circlet again. When Victoria died in 1901, she left specific instructions in her will. This tiara was to be an heirloom of the crown, reserved exclusively for queens, regent, or consort. No princesses or anyone else. It was queens only. Next up, Queen Alexandria, Victoria's daughter-in-law and wife of King Edward VII. Alexandria inherited it in 1902, but wasn't a fan of opals. She thought they were unlucky, a common superstition back then, so she went back to Garrard to swap the opals for vibrant Burmese rubies, gifts Victoria had received from Asian rulers. They also reduced the number of arches from 17 to about 11 to make it smaller and lighter. Despite the makeover, Alexandra wore it rarely, maybe just once on a state visit to Germany. It then passed to Queen Mary, wife of George V, but she doesn't seem to have worn it much, if at all. The tiara went into storage for decades, almost forgotten. That all changed in 1936-37 when Queen Elizabeth, consort to King George VI, later known as the Queen Mother, needed grand tiaras for her new role. She absolutely adored the Oriental Circlet and made it one of her signatures. She wore it for coronations, state visits, balcony appearances like VE Day in 1945, galas, and iconic Cecil Beaton portraits. It even appeared on stamps and currency. Paired with a matching crown, rubies, necklace, and earrings, it became her go-to for bold, glamorous looks. She kept wearing it well into her widowhood after 1952. Technically, it should have gone to her daughter, Queen Elizabeth II, but the young queen famously said, "Mummy will give it back," letting her mom keep it. After the Queen Mother's death in 2002, it finally passed to Queen Elizabeth II. Surprisingly, she wore it only once during a state visit to Malta in 2005, and then back to the vault for nearly 2 decades. Now, fast forward to December 3rd, 2025, a state banquet at Windsor Castle for the German president. The Princess of Wales, Catherine, the future queen, steps out in this historic piece for the very first time. Why this tiara? Well, it's one of the biggest she's ever worn, dripping with diamonds and those deep red rubies. Some say it was a nod to Prince Albert's German roots, perfect for a German state visit. It also sparked massive excitement because it hadn't been seen since 2005, and Catherine's choice honored its queen's only legacy. The design today, still that classic circlet shape with Mughal-inspired arches and lotus flowers, now centered with rubies instead of opals, framed by thousands of diamonds. It's a perfect blend of Victorian romance, imperial influence, and enduring craftsmanship from Gerard. This tiara isn't just jewelry, my darlings. It's a symbol of royal continuity, from Victoria's grief to modern glamour. What do you all think, my darlings? Should we see it more often? Whose wearing of this circlet tiara is your favorite? Do you like it more on Victoria, the Queen Mother, the late Queen, or Catherine's recent debut? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, my darlings. Subscribe and let me know if you would like more royal history deep dives, and I will catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching, my darlings, and as always, stay gorgeous. Bye.